Okay, so my lecture is gonna start with the introduction of the figurative language. What is actually figurative language? So, figurative language is basically the use of similes, metaphors, alliteration, okay, like different types of, you can say, sentence enhancers that have like the literal meaning of them is different. So that's figurative language when like we are using kind of words that have different literal meanings from their contextual meaning. So like that's the definition of figurative language. And why do we use figurative language? What is the purpose? To like enhance, it's kind of like figures. Figurative language is kind of, you can say, ornaments, okay, like ornaments of the English. So to make your you can say the written text or the spoken text more enhanced, or you can say more attractive, we can use figurative language. And like it's kind of ornaments or the jewelry of the English. Okay, so there are different types of like you can say the terms and the category of figurative language, starting with the simile. So simile is basically used where we compare two of the things using like and as. Okay, like comparison, we compare any two things, but the comparison should be done using the words like or as. For example, it's written here, he was as angry as an hornet defending its hive. So they're comparing the anger of a person with the hornet to show the intensity of his anger. Okay, so similes are used to show the intensity of something. It can be directed to show the intensity of something. It can be directed to show how beautiful something is, how ugly something is, how great something is. So I like to like clarify it more, okay, clarify the situation more, uh, or to make the description more vivid, we use the simile. Okay, and like for example, I am saying she is as beautiful as the moon in the clear sky. So I am comparing a girl's beauty with the moon to show like to show how beautiful, to show the beauty element, to enhance the beauty element through or to like vivid description, to give a vivid description of her beauty. I'm using the simile here. Okay, so after simile, the second thing we like, the second figurative language we are having is metaphor. So in simile, we were using like and as for the comparison, but if we are taking out, if we are taking out like and as, and still we're comparing two of the things, we can call it in the category of metaphor. That's going to be a metaphor then. Okay. Okay, for example, it's written here, she's a bear when she wakes up in the morning. Okay, he he walks like uh, he walks in comparison to the turtle. He walks quite slow. In comparison to the turtle, he walks quite slow. So like that, we are not using like and as for that. Okay, we're comparing the walk of a person with the turtle, and we are saying that he is even slower than the turtle, but we are not like using as or like. So that's gonna be the metaphor. So simile and metaphor basically are used for the comparison, and their usage. Their usage can be seen completely, like in the poetry anthology. Okay, like either the relationship, either it's gonna be a relationship poetry, conflict poetry, time or place poetry. It is gonna have the elements of simile and metaphor in it. Okay, after that, we have alliteration. So, alliteration, when the words that start with the same sound are used close together in a phrase or a sentence. So, alliteration is also widely used in the poetry. So, for example, the starting letters should be same in alliteration. For example, it's written here, please plan to be present at Paul's private party. Now you can see the repetition of the word per here. So per, sir, like repetition of certain words within like one phrase or one whole sentence is known as alliteration. For example, slithery, slimy, snake. So you can see there's this repetition of the word as. Yes, sounds. So that's known as alliteration. Okay, after alliteration, we have onomatopoeia, a word that sounds like the sounds it makes. So, like whenever you're writing down this sounds, when you're writing down this sounds, that's simply onomatopoeia. Okay, for example, hiss, buzz. Like if you're writing it down buzz, then it's gonna be onomatopoeia. So written sounds are actually like you can say are in the category of onomatopoeia. Next is personification. Personification when human qualities are attributed, like are given to the non-human things, like it can be animals, objects, ideas, anything that's not human is like having is being referred to have like human qualities. That's going to be personification. For example, it's written here the kite test the kite danced happily across the sky. So the kite is dancing happily. Dancing is something purely related to humans. That's what the humans can do. But if you're like attributing it, or are connecting it with the sky, with the kite and the sky, kite and sky both are like you can say non-human things. Okay, so that is personification. For example, you're saying the leaves danced happily, or the leaves were waving at me. The leaves can't wave. Waving is something that the humans are supposed to do. So waving, it's an active verb. So waving is when attributed to the leaves that are non-human, we can call it personification. Personification is also widely used within the, you can say, the poems, especially the poems where the writer wants to display some kind of anger, some depression. Okay, and after that we have hyperbole. Hyperbole when things are exaggerated to show the intensity. Okay, to show the intensity of the situation, things are being exaggerated. That's known as hyperbole. For example, you can say, yeah, I'm so hungry, I can eat a whole horse. Obviously, no person can eat a whole horse. To show the intensity, that how intense my hunger is, I am using hyperbole, exaggeration, to tell somebody that how hungry, how like hungry I am, to intensify the situation. And the last one here is an idiom. Like idioms are like kind of like you can say like sayings. Okay, idioms are sayings, and like these sayings are like mostly, for example, mm, I am going to try to catch some Z's. So, catching some Z's is another way of saying that I'm going to sleep. So, it's the other way of saying something. Idiom is the other way of saying something. Okay. For example, two peas in a pod. Two peas in a pod means like the two of the people are kind of similar. Okay. So, other way of saying something is basically known as idioms. Okay, so like that was an introduction of the figurative language. I hope you're gonna like the lecture, and yeah, that's all for today.